Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lily Ogene. I'm a Nigerian living in Delta State of Nigeria. Last week I made a video, get to know me tag that questions that some of you ask me, and then I answered them. So in case you missed the video, I'm going to link it down in the description box, so you just check the video out and then you will know why this video is up today. I told you guys I was going to put a video up today talking about my baby papa. Guys, please, no judgment, okay? Only God knows why people or them themselves know why they do the things they do, so please don't judge anyone, okay? And this video is not to gain your sympathy, okay? The aim of this video is not to gain sympathy or make anyone look bad. It's just me sharing my story, because I have said I'm coming out to live my life and my daughter publicly. I'm just trying to share what it is like to have a physically challenged child in Nigeria and then being a single parent at the same time. But I've heard a lot of questions like, where's the baby daddy and all of that, so I'm ready to talk. A lot of giving shout out to two incredible people, but I'm going to leave it for another time. Let's just go straight into today's video. So guys, like I told you I was going to talk about it. I thought of it like, must I even talk about it? But another thing said, yes, I should talk about it, because if you want to talk about your story, you don't have it. You leave people to understand. They'll be able to understand your journey, so that some people will not mistake your journey. They wouldn't it would be like you're giving a testimony, a baseless testimony without proof. So I just want to let you guys know what really happened. In 2011, he said he wanted to marry me, and then I took him home to my family. He took me to his own home. I was well accepted, I was well received, I was loved and all of that, I thought. And then he followed me home to my own family, and he came another time with families, to pay my bride price. And then we had a traditional marriage. I am this kind of person that is not into material things, and big parties and big whatever does not define me. So I said he doesn't have money for traditional, for weddings and all of that, and love stuffs like that. And he is a pastor, like a man of God. We are just gonna do the basics that the Bible recommend, and then go continue our lives. And that was okay with me, because I felt I trusted him. He was, he acted like someone that fears God, because a lot of things were involved. This guy never asked me to share a bed with him any day, even though we passed nights together severally. He never ever any day thought of going down there. All he wanted to do from the beginning was that he wanted to marry me, and that was it. So when I took him home to family, he sees them, he got the list, he went back, came back with the family, and then paid everything, and we had a little wedding done in my village. I remember crying the entire time, because I noticed some things prior to the wedding about this guy that I was no longer comfortable with. And then as of that time, I told my friend that I've noticed something about this guy and I'm worried. My friend was telling me, go ahead and marry, all your mates are married, why are you, don't change your mind, it's going to change if there's anything you're noticing, and it's because you're looking too much. I remember crying the entire time, and some people didn't understand why I was crying. My best friend was really worried, because she knows me very well. When I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm not, I'm not. But that day, I was crying, because it feels like finally I'm ending up with this guy, and there's so much I've noticed about him. I noticed that this guy, he's so selfish. And then I wanted to pull out, but the pressure from some friends, I wish is now that I do my mind no matter what. Oh, and then I met this guy. I don't really know him that much. That's the truth. And when I told some people, they said, a man that wants to marry, you don't have to know him forever. You just, go ahead. He wants to marry you. Do you know what that means? And then, because I was just a girl living in Abuja, working and trying to save money so I can go to the university. I was also doing part-time acting in Nollywood, trying to find my ground in Nollywood because I really wanted to become an actress, and I have started rolling cameras with the likes of Olu Jacob, Ibu, that's Mr. Ibu, John Okafor, and a lot of Nollywood actors and actresses. Gradually I could see my dream coming to pass. And then when I met this guy, he was like all that I desire to be. He's gonna stand by me and make sure that I be it. I will go to school and he will make sure that I become a star. He will stand by me and all of that. That is never gonna bother me and he's not gonna stop me. Even when my mom asked him, I hope he's not going to stop me from acting, he said he will not. It was all good, guys. We got married and then I followed him home to his village. Guys, this guy is not from my village anyway. He's from Benue State. He's a thief man. And then I remember getting home to their village. It was all good. Everyone liked me, and then I was, pretty happy and scared at the same time. And then we moved back to the city where we're living. And then funny enough, this guy just came back to Nigeria. He's yet to get a job, but he said we can go ahead and get married like that, so that everything will be fine. He believes in God. He's a man of faith. He's a man of God. He's an apostle. I was cool. I told him, I let him know that I've not started any money from acting. Acting doesn't pay. It's like YouTube. You do it for a very long time before you start earning, if you're lucky. I made him understand that a lot of things are not really in place in my life, but he said no, he's gonna be there. And I said okay. Every day I met this man, I took him, and then when we discovered I was pregnant, it was a kind of mixed feeling, happy and sad. For him, he was not happy. For me, I was cool because I love kids and I'm finally going to be a mom, and already I'm pregnant and married, so there was nothing we're going to do about it. So guys, long story cut short, a lot of other factors and all of that, and then 6 months going to 7 months into the pregnancy, when my water broke. And then I asked him that, I told him what has happened. He said okay. I asked him, what are we going to do? He said I should believe God, I should have faith, everything will be fine. I told him I don't have faith to that extent. I think we should go to the hospital because things are not right now. Water burst and I'm expecting twins, and it's yet to be, the period. My due date was supposed to be September. Now my water has burst in June. How am I going to do it? So let's go to the hospital. He said he doesn't have money. So I came out of the house. I went to the landlady's to tell her what has happened. She quickly went in and gave us some money to go to the hospital right away, that things have to go to the hospital. And then the doctor came very late, like the following day. As of that time, I have already, a lot of water has come out, and then the doctor came and referred us to another hospital. Lo and behold, that is the hospital I told him I wanted to register, because a lot of people have talked about the hospital, how good the doctor is and all of that. But when I told him I want to register there, he said he does not have the money, that his mom gave birth to 11 children and she did that at home sometime on her way to the farm. So he doesn't have money for that hospital. So this other place that I registered is a church doctor. The church we're attending is a doctor who usually comes there to take care of their pregnant women, of the church. So, and it's free. So he said, that is where I'm going to deliver, you understand? So I didn't have money of my own or whatsoever, so I agreed to it. And then things went bad, really bad. Like I had to, when he referred us to the other hospital, he told me to, he held my hand and said, I have to have faith. I should go to the house. We should just stay and forget about it, pretend that all is well. I should be telling myself that nothing has happened, no bleeding, everything. I mean, no water, the water has stopped. I should tell myself like that. I told him, I'm also a person of faith, but when it doesn't carry me, how am I going to do it? He said, I have to train my mind. We got home and I said, no, we have to go to the hospital. He said he doesn't have money. I said, I know, but staying here, my life is at risk and the life of the babies. You know, after talking and crying, he called one of our church members who came, and then who called her husband because she wasn't in town. He took us to the hospital, the same hospital I was supposed to have registered. They took us there, and then they operated on me and brought out the babies. Like, Grace was so tiny that I never knew she was going to survive. The twin sister died 3 days later because she was so small, was so tiny. They were not even up to 7 months. You know, I was just about to hit, I mean, I was entering 7 months of pregnancy. So guys, a long story, we stayed in the hospital. Praise and I stayed in the hospital for 4 months plus. After they discharged us, there was no money because the bill was $500,000. And guys, I tell you, I was there for a very long time, 4 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days before God did it for me. I was able to go home. He did not abandon me at that period, but immediately I left the hospital, we go home. A lot of things started to change. A lot of things, he started beating me. He started calling me a witch, that I have a spiritual husband that is the one that caused all the problem for him. You know, that even the baby is possessed. You know, it gets so bad that I couldn't leave the baby alone at home. And my daughter her growth was really slow because of her condition. And little did I know that my child has developed a problem, you know, because of her birth weight. She was so tiny at birth. She wasn't matured yet. And then he was busy doing investigation on the little girl. When he discovered that something was wrong, he came home one day and said, I should pack my things. We are going to the village. We are going to his village. Then from there we'll go to mine. You know, send me. I didn't know what that means. I didn't know what he was up to. I agreed. And I told my landlady. My landlady said, no, Lillian, do not go to the village. This guy is sending you back home to your family. And I said, Mommy, what did I do? Why will he send me? She said, he's sending you back because of your baby. Because the baby is not developing, you know, as fast as he expected. So he's sending you back home. He believes you have cost him, you know, a lot. I said, that's not true. I followed him. She said, okay, go, but you will see what I'm talking about. I said, okay. I followed him, went home to his village. The day we got to his village, you know, we've had, you know, before we left the village, before we left Port Harcourt to the village, we've had issues for a very long time. We no longer sleep on the same bed. He sleeps in the parlor while I sleep in the room with baby Praise. The only thing that joined us was food. He was still providing for us. And he doesn't touch the baby. He doesn't talk to me. He doesn't touch me. He just drop money in the morning. And if he has somewhere to go, he just go. And then I pick it up. I make food. When he comes back, he eats. I eat. That's it. He sleeps in the parlor. I sleep in the room. So when we got to the village, I said, now we are in the village. What are we coming to do? Okay, let's make peace. I don't want people to know what we have been going through. He said, you know, he told me that I'm a witch. He said I'm a witch. I have come to scatter his life. I have disorganized him, that he's tired of the marriage. He's just telling me now. I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to start? Like, it's not my fault that the baby is not walking, because the brother wife gave birth the same time with me, and she gave birth very easy. They didn't pain, and the baby started walking pretty early. He was comparing that baby that they had at 9 months with the one we had at 6 months plus. So I begged him to please don't do this to me. Like, it's not my fault that things are turning out this way. He said, no, I'm a witch that have a spirit husband. Guys, before this guy took me back home, before he took us back to the village, he already took us to TB Joshua's church in Lagos, the synagogue church of all nation in Lagos State. And then we fasted, and then they laid hand on me, and then nothing happened. He said, I'm a witch, I'm going to confess when we get to the church. I was ready. I said, okay, if I'm the one holding the progress of my child or my marriage, I want to confess so that I can be free. We got there, they laid hand on me, nothing happened. They said everything is fine. We returned back to Port Harcourt. He told me that night that he knows that I dropped my spirit husband waited for me somewhere. He didn't follow me to the church. That's why I wasn't exposed, that I'm a witch. He knew that. So I told him I'm not a witch. We're arguing. The next thing I hear was a very heavy slap on my face. This guy slapped me so bad that I saw stars, guys. He beat me, another one. My face was swollen. I screamed for help. That was around 11:30 p.m. Nigerian time, for help. And then I heard a knock at the door. Praise was fast asleep then. She was just less than a year. She was less than a year already. Like, my baby wasn't even up to a year. She was so small and then sleeping. When someone knocked heavy and then he opened the door, the guy was like, what is happening? So because I have seen someone, he was outside judging, I was crying, and I walked closer to him. I landed him a slap on the face. Like, did you just beat me? I walked closer to him and slapped him. Then he picked up a bamboo stick in the compound and said, today I'm going to kill you. And I ran. He picked up a bamboo stick and said he was going to kill me and bury me in a shallow grave that nobody will even know what happened. I remember I was wearing a singlet and then, as good as nothing underneath, I ran into, like, when he was coming, I was wearing a singlet and then with a pant because of the beating, because of the anger. I came out of the house with just the singlet and the pants, even regardless of who was there, who has come to, settle us. When he picked up the bamboo stick to hit me on the head, because he said today he's killing me, I was running and I was screaming, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I don't know what happened. This guy was very close to hitting me on the head when he fell down. When he fell down on the floor, guys, I'm sorry. It was so close to hitting me on the head when he fell down, and then I cannot explain. I used that opportunity when he was struggling to get up. I used that opportunity to enter into the bush at that time, leaving my little girl inside sleeping. I went from the bush. I went to some house, knock, because in their village, it's if you're familiar with typical village in Tiv land, you will know what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people don't speak English, and I don't speak their language. So I knocked at the door. Everyone comes out. When they see me naked, they run back. They don't understand what I'm saying. Then the elderly man, the look I had, the compound I ran, it's the elderly man, the uncle, the only man in their village who is their uncle, who is their father figure. So he now said, oh, that must be that he heard a scream at our house. So he sent the son, one of the sons, to go and see. He didn't even know that we were back. That must be, he called his name. That must be his wife. So when he said that, he ordered one of the sons to open the door, and then they all came outside. He now asked me what happened. I couldn't talk, I was crying. He now said that they should call him. He said he already sent the son. So that guy that came to knock at the door is from the house, all the way from there. He heard my screaming, but my mother-in-law did not hear me scream. She was so close to me, but she didn't hear. Nobody heard me screaming. It was someone from far away God used to save my life. So he sent that he comes. He now come. Him and the mom now came. They brought the baby. So the man now said, okay, it's too late for any judgment. We should go back and sleep. The following day, we would talk. So went back to bed. The man assured me that I'm safe. I was afraid because this man already said that he is going to disfigure me, my face, or kill me. So the man told me not to be afraid. I should go and sleep in that same house. In the morning, we were going to talk. In the morning, we got up and the man called that we come. We judge everything. They told him, after they asked me to talk first, I talked. They asked him to talk. He talked. Everybody was laughing. They said, you guys don't have a problem. I think you are just being impatient. They told him he's being impatient because of the baby condition. Like, he should give the child time. She's not even up to a year. She's going to pick up. He said, no. He said, I'm a witch that have destroyed his life, his dreams, everything has scattered. That he doesn't want the marriage anymore. That should go. They asked him what about the baby. He said I should take it. Dash to me, I should take it. I should just go. I said okay. So at that point, they were telling him that in their community it's a bad thing to send your wife away, your first wife away, when she didn't cheat on you. They asked him if I cheated. He said I never did. They asked him if I'm extravagant financially. He said no. They asked him if I fight with neighbors. He said no. They told him don't send this girl back to her family. He said he will, that if I continue to stay with him, he's going to kill me or disfigure my face. So I told the elderly man, it's okay, I accept, but on one condition. He is going to be the one to take me to my family, because I know my family, especially my mom. If I go on my own, they will say okay, because everyone knows me, my family, as a black sheep of the family because I'm just a bit different from my siblings. So I will say I make trouble. That's why I came alone. I don't want to be married again. So I told him, if you agree to take me back. He said yes. Of course, he wasn't even going to let me go alone, because I might run from the road and go back to Port Harcourt. So he's taking me back to the village. I said okay. Hot afternoon, when this guy took me with the people that went to pay my bride price. He said he's going there so that he will collect his money back. He took me and my little girl and my things that are already, he took me straight home to my family and presented me back to my father, and and told them that I've scattered his life, I've shattered everything about him, that even the child I have, it's my spiritual husband has, So I go get my mom to be part of the meeting. He said no. He even said I took after my mother. I'm a witch. So I said okay. My aunties came, my father's sisters came, and then asked him questions. If I have cheated, he said no. Extravagance, he said no. Do I fight with neighbors? Because they are worried if I'm financially not. He said I'm financially I'm excellent. I could endure. I have been great in that aspect, but I'm a witch. I have a spirit husband, and the baby that I gave to him, look at that. So I said okay. I told him, they asked me what I want. I said I don't know. He doesn't want me again, and I don't want him to. Maybe one day, if they force me to go back, if they force him to take me back home, maybe one day I will go out and come back and see that the child, something has gone wrong with the baby, just because someone is, So I said no, I wasn't gonna. I want to protect. I choose to his mind by protecting my little girl and just staying with her. I'm just being anywhere I am, maybe in my village or whatever, until I'm able to get back on my feet. That was it. That was it for me. And then he left. They asked him, what about the baby? He said he was going to be sending money for her upkeep, and that if he doesn't send, it's my luck. So he left with the people he came with and left me there with 20,000 naira in my account, with nothing. So I went back, to Port Harcourt after a week. After like about 2 weeks later, I went back to Port Harcourt because I needed to pick some of my things, my baby's clothes, my own, because I didn't carry all my things back then. And all the things we are using in Port Harcourt, they are all mine. So I went back to Port Harcourt so I could pick up some of my things. I went there. They said he has not come back to the house. My landlady said they've not seen him. They have not seen him whatsoever. It's okay. I pick up some of the things that I needed, that are mine. I left him with some even that are mine. I left it for him just in case, he needs them to be comfortable. I went back to my village with my baby. And then, guys, that's it about my baby papa. I didn't hear from him again. He doesn't call. What my baby did that really shocked me was that immediately her dad took us back. She was just less than a year. When I give her milk, this baby's milk, she will reject it. She'll be pointing at the food I'm eating, if it's swallow or anything rice that I'm eating, that she wants that, because she knew I wasn't going to be able to continue buying milk for her. Guys, I don't want to tell you guys what happened, starting my life all over again. But you know what, I spoke to myself one day. It was so hard at some point, but one day I told myself, I'm not going to be defeated. I didn't do anything wrong. This just happened to me. And then that was not all. I realized that years later my baby wasn't walking. She just was not walking and she wasn't growing. She wasn't developing fine. So I saved money and took her to orthopedic. I took her to an orthopedic hospital where, maybe we should do it and we should, where they told me that my baby has cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy. Before now, I have, tried to go on the internet to read why kids don't walk when they're supposed to walk. And then I see where they talked about cerebral palsy. And I said, that cannot be. When they told me that, and then that has been, that was the worst day of my life. Everything about my life's changed. I just wanted to die because I felt that was too much for me. After some time, I told myself that crying and then just killing myself wasn't going to help me. I am going to put my life back on track, one step at a time. One step at a time. It has been years ago. Baby Praise will be 8 years next month. One step at a time. My baby, I have made a promise that God keep me alive because I am going to break the society rules, okay? Everything that the society consider abnormal, I am breaking it. As long as I don't hurt people, I don't kill anyone, I don't steal, I don't just cause trouble. Anything legally possible, including breaking society, rules or whatever, to give my child the life that she would have if she's healthy enough. Guys, the good thing is my baby has mid-CP. She got up one day and started walking on her own. Sorry, these things keep dropping. I think they're actually tears of joy or whatever. I don't know what they are, but they're certainly not tears of pain anymore, because I've come from, so much pain and, self-pity, and then to this place I am now, and I can see that we're going somewhere because God has been so awesome, guys. I said I'm going to take my life one step at a time, and I think since that time till now it has not been easy, but it's working. We are going somewhere and we are getting there. So I am going to do everything humanly possible, including the things that the society do not consider normal. to give my baby the life that she would have had if I was still with the father, or if she was, fit physically. The good thing is praise do not have seizure. Okay, I'm not saying that kids that have seizure, their own is worse. No, okay, that is life for us. Nothing. It's all good. At the end of the day, it's all good, perfect in the sight of God. But praise do not have seizure. And then she talks, her intelligence level is so high. She's the most intelligent kid I have seen, not because she's my daughter, but that's the truth. You spend 10 minutes with praise, you are all gone in love with her, because she's such a sweet little, brilliant little, kind, sweet girl. My daughter is so kind that and so brilliant, my baby is perfect. So in 2015, just before I forget, in 2015, the guy came back to spy on us. And I knew that he was coming to spy, because he wasn't coming for anything. I know him better than every other person. He lied to me that he wants us back together. Then he want to come out. I didn't even say a word. I told my sisters, I said, this guy is here to spy on Praise to see if her condition is better now, if she's walking or something. Then she was at the peak of her condition. It was so bad that back then saliva will be dripping from her mouth. So when he touches her, he washes his hand immediately. And I called my sister. I said, that's the guy who said is a father who comes to carry me and this baby. I don't want him to kill my child, so I'm not going to go. I'm not going. I don't have problem with people sending me out of their lives. But I have problem with people wanting me back into their life. What for? Before you send me away, you have, something, you know what you're doing. So all of a sudden you want me back. So I don't roll like that. I do not roll like that. So I just decided to be strong on my own and just face it. Even when they were like, hey, forgive him, that's how men behave, that's how men do. I said, well, he left. He said he was going to send us money so that I would take Praise to the hospital. Fam, till today I have not heard from the guy. I don't know where he is. I don't know anything about him. I don't know, but wherever he is, I wish him nothing but the best. Okay, I'm here with my baby and we are happy. I'm saying all this because I'm parenting a child with special needs. So guys, thank you, and then I'll see you in my next one. Bye.